think he's still in Carolina.
He's still in the Carolinas.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, he went
Oh, is it on there?
next day, I think, from last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, he told us he was gonna go. start
Okay.
going in March.
I missed that.
Oh,
And
oh, video.
then that was
Perfect, I will do that.
This is last month. No,
Yeah.
let's do this one.
Oh, yeah, but it's only 5:59, you have to wait till 6.
Oh, he's got a cure on.
I got a question for you afterwards. Wait a minute.
Well, this will be a short one anyhow. So
I
that's
know.
nice, right?
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to the March 27th Hubbard County Planning Commission Board of Adjustment meeting. I'll start off the meeting by reading the meeting procedure, and then we'll move on to business. All persons in attendance at Planning Commission Board of Adjustment meetings are expected to comply with the following meeting procedure. Thank you in advance for helping make this a manageable meeting. Copies of agenda item materials are available for public viewing on the table located in the back of the meeting room. These materials are not to leave the table so that others in attendance may also view them. Please turn phones to vibrate or off during the meeting and conduct any sidebar conversations outside of the meeting room. Interruption or other interference with the orderly conduct of the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment meeting will not be allowed. Defamatory or abusive remarks are always out of order. Disruptive persons will be removed from the meeting. The chair may terminate a speaker's privilege of address if, after being called to order, the speaker persists in improper conduct or remarks. Written material concerning agenda items must be submitted to the Environmental Services Department by 3:30 p.m. on the Wednesday immediately prior to the meeting date. Written materials will not be accepted after this deadline or at the meeting because the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will not have sufficient time to review them prior to the meeting. Such material must state the agenda item for which it is being submitted and the name and address of the submitting party. Planning Commission business is conducted first, followed by Board of Adjustment business. The chair will call the meeting to order and explain the meeting procedure. The chair will read each agenda item into the record and ask the applicants to come forward to the presenter's table, state his or her names and addresses for the record, and explain his, her, or their request. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will then discuss the agenda item with the applicant. The chair will then ask for public comment on the agenda item. To facilitate an orderly, efficient meeting, there is a 3-minute speaking time limit per speaker per agenda item unless the chair allows a speaker additional time. The chair may terminate the speaker's privilege of address if, after being called to order, the speaker persists in improper conduct or remarks. When the chair recognizes a speaker, he or she may approach the audience podium and microphone, state his or her full name and address for the record, and write such on the speaker log, and then share his or her comments. The audience podium microphone must be used by the recognized speaker because the meeting is recorded. A member of the public may not donate his or her speaking time to another speaker. The speaker should state his or her comments and address the issue, not the applicant's. All comments are to be directed toward the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment. Please do not repeat comments already made by previous speakers. The chair reserves the right to ask a group with similar comments to appoint a spokesperson. If written comments have been submitted to the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment, please do not read them aloud during the meeting as they are already part of the record and copies thereof have been given to the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment. After everyone wanting to speak on an agenda item has done so, the chair will close the public comment period on the agenda item. No further public comment will be taken after this point. The chair will give the applicant an opportunity to address issues raised during public comment. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will then continue its discussion on the agenda item, and the chair will entertain a motion on it. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment may make a motion to pass, deny, or table the item. Once a motion is made and seconded, the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will develop findings of fact for conditional use and variance applications and then vote on the motion. Once a vote is taken on an agenda item, the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment will move on to the next agenda item. Meetings commence at 6 p.m. and continue until all agenda items have been heard or until 10 p.m. No new agenda items shall be considered after 9:45 p.m. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment may, at its discretion, continue an item that is on the floor at 10 p.m. Any remaining agenda items shall be continued to another date, time, preferably the immediate following Tuesday at 6 p.m., and no further notice will be provided for such a meeting continuation. The Planning Commission Board of Adjustment, through the chair, may modify these procedures prior to a meeting or an agenda item. Okay. So first we'll do the Planning Commission. We have no old business. We've got the approval of minutes, which no old business. We don't have any minutes to approve, so we'll move to new business for the Planning Commission, which is a minor subdivision application by Robert Jackson, part of the Northwest 1/4 of the Northwest 1/4 and part of the West 1/2 of the Northeast 1/4 of the Northwest 1/4, all in Section 8, Township 145, Range 33, Helga Township, Parcel 11.08.00580. Applicant is requesting to subdivide 18.6 acres into 3 tracts. Do we have our applicants here or a representative? Would you come up to the, give us your name and address and what you're wanting to do?
Sure. Matt Murray from Murray Surveying, address 304 3rd Street, Bemidji. As you indicated, the owner, Robert Jackson, is seeking to divide 18.6 acres into 3 parcels. One would be his home parcel, one would be a new parcel, and the third would be to be attached to the adjacent landowner. Each parcel has been reviewed for septic and alternate septic site and exceed the minimum dimensional standards for minor subdivision approval.
Okay. We have any questions by the board for this application? No? Do I need public? Okay. Well, we're thinking if we have any questions for this, we'll open the floor to public comment. And seeing none, we'll close public comment. Again, any questions on this application by any of our board members? Mike, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, this is Mike Vakovich. It looks fairly straightforward, and I'm in favor of approving this application. I would like to see a condition that partially is combined with adjacent parcel 11.08.00600 as it presented in the application, and that be a condition. So with that, I'll make the motion to approve with that condition.
Okay.
This is Veronica. I second the motion.
Okay, we've got a motion by Mike to approve the application with condition noted, and a second by Veronica. Tim, how do you vote?
This is Tim, I vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
This is Mike, I vote aye.
Veronica, how do you vote?
Veronica, I vote aye.
And this is Mark, I vote aye. Your motion's passed.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Next, we'll move on to Board of Adjustment, and we have the approval of minutes from the February 27th meeting. Do you have any comments on the minutes from that meeting?
This is Mike, I'll make the motion to approve.
This is Mark, I'll second that. Okay, Tim, how do you vote?
Since I watched the video, I'll vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
This is Mike, I vote aye.
Veronica?
This is Veronica, I vote aye.
And this is Mark, I vote aye. The motion is passed. Okay, no further old business, no new business on Board of Adjustment. Miscellaneous, do we have any comments there?
Eric speaking, the only thing I'd have for you is the ballpark as to the number of items for the April meeting, and that's looking to be around 4.
Okay.
We do have an update. It won't be on the April agenda, but if you recall, last July, we had a tabled variance for an after-the-fact driveway on Third Crow Wing. And that one, the applicants received the feedback provided and thankfully chose to target the May meeting for getting that additional information to you. So that one will tentatively be before you in May. So April will be still relatively light.
Okay. Okay.
And that's all that I have.
Okay. All right, I don't have anything else. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn this?
This is Timothy. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
This is Mike, I'll second it.
Okay. We have a motion by Timothy and a second by Mike. Tim, how do you vote?
This is Tim. I vote aye.
Mike, how do you vote?
It's Mike, I vote aye.
Veronica?
Veronica, I vote aye.
This is Mark, I vote aye. Meeting is adjourned.